Hi everyone. Welcome to About Speak. My name is Anna, and I'm so happy you're here. Today, I want to tell you a story. But it's not just any story, it's a spooky story. This story happened to me last year, and I still feel scared when I think about it. Are you ready? Okay, let's begin. It was a cold, rainy night. I was at my grandma's house. She lives in the countryside, far away from the city. Her house is very old, with wooden floors that make creaky sounds when you walk. That night, the rain was heavy. Drip, drop, drip, drop. The sound of the rain hitting the windows was loud. My grandma was in the kitchen making tea, and I was upstairs in my room, reading a book. The room was cozy. I had a warm blanket and a small lamp next to my bed. But even though it felt cozy, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. Have you ever felt like someone was watching you, even when you were alone? That's how I felt. Suddenly, I heard a noise. Tap, tap, tap. It sounded like someone was tapping on my window. I froze for a moment and listened. I thought, maybe it's just the rain. But the tapping was different. It was slow, steady, and louder than the sound of the rain. I got out of bed and walked to the window. My hands were shaking as I pulled the curtain back. When I looked outside, all I could see were trees swaying in the wind. I told myself, Anna, you're just imagining things. There's nothing there. But deep down, I felt like something wasn't right. I went back to my bed and tried to focus on my book. But then, I heard the tapping again. This time, it wasn't coming from the window. It was coming from the door to my room. Tap, tap, tap. My heart started racing. I stared at the door, expecting it to open any second. But it didn't. The tapping just continued. I whispered, Grandma? Is that you? But there was no answer. Slowly, I got out of bed and walked to the door. My hand reached for the doorknob. I turned it and opened the door. The hallway was empty. It was dark, except for a faint light coming from the living room downstairs. The house was so quiet, I could hear the sound of my own breathing. I stood there for a moment, staring into the dark hallway. Then, I decided to go back to my room. But as soon as I closed the door, the lights in my room started to flicker. On, off, on, off. I thought, oh no, maybe the storm is messing with the electricity. But then I noticed something strange. The lights in the hallway weren't flickering. Only my room was. I started to feel really scared. I sat on my bed and hugged my blanket tightly. I told myself, it's okay, Anna. It's just the rain. Nothing bad is going to happen. But then, I heard a voice. It was a soft whisper, like someone was standing right next to me. Anna. Anna. I jumped up and looked around. There was no one there. But the whisper came again. Anna, come here. I didn't know what to do. Should I stay in my room, or should I follow the voice? My legs felt like jelly, but somehow, I found the courage to stand up. I opened the door to my room and walked down the stairs. The house felt colder now, and every step I took made the wooden floor creak. When I reached the living room, I saw something that made my heart stop. There was a shadow in the corner of the room. It looked like a person, but it wasn't moving. I could only see its outline, tall, dark, and silent. I whispered, "Grandma? Is that you?" The shadow didn't answer. It just stood there. Slowly, it turned its head towards me. And then I saw it had no face. Just a dark, empty space where the face should be. I screamed as loud as I could. "Ah!" My grandma ran into the room. She turned on all the lights and hugged me tightly. "Anna, what's wrong?" she asked. I pointed to the corner, but the shadow was gone. I told her what I saw, and she said, "Oh, Anna, it was just your imagination. Maybe you were dreaming." But I wasn't dreaming. I know what I saw. That shadow was real. After that night, I never slept alone in my grandma's house again. I always made sure the lights were on and the doors were locked. Even now, I still wonder, what was that shadow? Was it just my imagination, or was it something else? Thank you for listening to my story. I hope you enjoyed it. If you've ever had a spooky experience, tell me in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and come back for more storytelling here on About Speak. See you next time, if you're not too scared. Bye.